All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's another stream session for the Kings of Perpetual. All right, well, this is the day, and we are now in the finals. So this is it. This is the big boy game. We have two our finalists. We have the Trader 11, and we have Helmable 666. All right. So let's, I guess, start and look at the current positions. So we have two different approaches. Right now, we have number 11, who is shorting BTC. So as you can see, all the trades for this trader are basically shorting as much as possible for the BTC. And then we have Homable, who is kind of doing the quick what's the word, like the quick trades where they short algo and then they buy again, right? And as you can see here, the timing is very quick. It's basically like 20 seconds. Then again, short again algo, and then buy again 20 seconds later, and then short again, and then buy about 20 seconds, 25 seconds, or actually even less than 20 seconds, about 18 seconds later. So far, basically both are flat. But let's see, this time around, we have a whole hour to go, right? So let's give some thumbs up to our traders. I mean, essentially, they made it to the finals. So regardless of who is going to take the main spot, I think this is a big deal because essentially these are the traders who made through like a whole bunch of rounds, and finally, they are in the finals. So definitely very exciting, and of course, we want to see what today is going to bring. So far this weekend hasn't been super hot. I mean, we had a pretty kind of like, I would say, bearish or negative sentiment over the weekend. The market dump, BTC is now trading below 90. It actually at some point today or yesterday, I think end of the yesterday, today it went below 88. So it's sitting at 89.5 right now, which is, it's okay. It's okay. We're getting there, but of course we do want to see a higher, a higher kind of prices in general in the crypto market. So right now the sentiment is fairly negative, and of course we have this whole kind of FUD with the Bank of Japan probably raising the rates or doing who knows what. So let's see how that goes. But for those of you who are new here, so maybe just joined or haven't had a chance to really know what's going on, let me give a quick 411 basically in terms of what we are doing here. Let me just grab a drink very quickly. All right. So we at Signal Plus teamed up with Deribit, and we're doing our annual. Well, actually, this is the second time we're doing this year, but we're doing our annual trading competition. And this time around, the trading competition is called Space Edition, right? We're going to the Moon Boys. And as a part of this competition, we have a whole bunch of prizes, we have a whole bunch of different events. We're doing a lot of AMAs. We're doing the daily draws. We have the team competition. We have the individual competition. We have the daily prizes, weekly prizes. We have um, referral rewards and referral prizes. So there is a whole bunch of things to look for in terms of this competition. Now, one of the things that we are doing right now is actually what's called King of Perpetuals. And this specific competition is quite interesting because what we do is we recruit a whole bunch of traders, and not just any traders, but people who specifically trade perpetuals, right? Um, and we kind of put them against each other. So actually, we started, quite a few weeks back. and our first round was called preliminary round, and it was super quick. It was only like 15 minutes long, and the entry capital was only 10 USDC. And then, of course, after that, we had about 32 people. 32 people well, we had more than 32 people participating, but we had 32 people who were advancing into the next round. And of course, the next round was called round of 16. So that was 30 minutes. And the trading, the entry capital was only 50 USDC, right? And then going forward, we had the round of four, with 30 minutes each day, and the entry capital was 200 USDC. And last week, of course, we had our semifinals. So semifinals were actually quite interesting because there is a lot of traders who were like up 80, 90% in the single hour. So it was only 45 minutes, but the entry capital was 1,000 USDC. And of course, today we are in our final round. Okay, and the final round is 1 hour, and the entry capital is 10,000 USDC. Okay, so we still have 50 minutes to go. So let's see how that goes. And of course, we're gonna have the champion. So right now we have two traders. As you can see, we have trader 11 who is up by 2%, and we have the Homo um, who is kind of negative at 1.16. All right. Now, the cool thing about this competition specifically, and why I keep talking about the entry capital, is because for traders who are participating, we at Signal Plus, and of course partner with Deribit, we will cover all the losses that people can suffer or traders can suffer during this competition. So what does that mean? Well, like for example, right now you have 10,000 USDC on the line, um, and that's a lot of money. I mean, that's really a lot of money, right, on the line. So a lot of people might be like a little bit skeptical, like, oh, 10,000, like I can't, go full in, like, or use like a whole bunch of leverage. But in this case, it's actually doesn't matter, because even if you do lose, even if you get liquidated, remember that you're trading perps, right? So you have certain multiples, you have certain leverage. So there is a high chance that if you're gonna gamble, you might gamble, and you can lose, you can get liquidated, right? Like blow up your account. And if that's the case, that's fine, because guess what? You not gonna lose anything. We will cover whatever losses that you suffer, of course, up to the 10,000 USDC entry capital for this final round. But that being said, you are trading on a dedicated sub account, right? So, and you have to have exactly 10,000 USDC on that account. You cannot have more, you cannot have less. And so in this case, like I said, your max loss is 10,000 USDC, and if you lose, we're gonna cover this, right? But the cool thing is that if you actually make money, so for example, right now we have trader 11, right? So this guy is up by 1%. So right now, actually, his current profit is about $114. So let's say that we just end the competition right here, right now. Yeah. Well, guess what? That's still fine, because he or she will keep this money, will keep this profit. Okay. So that's kind of basically the premise for this competition. So let's give our traders some time. Let's see how it goes. All right, so let's see. It seems like we have some new progression. So our trader named 11 is actually now in the lead by almost 3.5%. So as you can see right now, let's give some thumbs up. Yeah, I mean this guy is just shorting is just shorting BTC, and he doesn't stop. And we have our Homoball 666, who is now taking a different approach. And instead of going long and short on Algorand, this trader now switched to Uni. So at first, this trader shorted 500 Uniswap, and as you can see, then he go long. He closed his short position and then went long, and then okay. So basically, now he's doing again the same thing where he goes long and then closes the trade like 20 seconds later, and then as you can see right now, goes long again and closes about it, yeah, exactly 20 seconds later. So it seems like the Homoball is probably like using some kind of algo or something to trade, because these are very short trades. I'm curious what kind of leverage they're using. So far the difference is about 3%. We have the trader 11 who is up by 1.76, and we have Homoball negative 1.25. But that being said, we still have 45 minutes, so a whole bunch of time. Um, so I wouldn't call an early winner. Like, there is no clear winner yet. I think a lot of things can happen. BTC right now is kind of being stable, is not moving too much. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so while our traders are still trading, we can probably discuss a few of the things about the competition, because we still have some time for the competition to enter. And so while we are in the later stages of the competition, um, we still have some time left for people to enter and basically probably, well, not probably, but yeah, to enter and make some trades. So far right now I can see that 11 is now also in the negative. So the gap, the difference is even less now than it was before. So it's heating up. It seems like it's gonna be a very close competition. There is no Seems like there is no clear leader yet, because it's weird. Like in the semifinals last week, when we were doing semifinals, I forgot the name, but there was one trader who was up at the end. I think that person was up by, I don't remember, but like by, or what, I think it wasn't last week. Yeah, it wasn't in the semifinals, but the week before last week, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but there was one person either last week or the week before last week who was trading and was up by like 70 and then 80. I think at the end it was like close to 90%. So basically almost made like 100% on the entry. So that was definitely crazy. But right now, I don't see a lot of things happening. I see that the Homa Bowl is negative 1.25 and 11. So actually, 11 is now in the second place with almost negative 4%. So it seems like BTC is going up a little bit. Um, but of course, I think the difference between the first and second place is, again, it's too small to call. So I wouldn't be too surprised, I guess. All right. Yeah, as you can see now, the gap is narrowing down. So Bitcoin is kind of fluctuating, but I think in general, BTC is just staying like range bound without moving too much. All right, so let's see. This seems like Homable hasn't. Yeah, this trader is still making trades. So right now I see there is a certain. Okay, so yeah, shorting again, basically doing the same thing. Each trade is about 20 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. And after each trade, the position is either being closed. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So Homoball is actually now winning, but again, the spread is so narrow that I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's interesting to see actually when we have people participating in this competition, um, and we have some people who are only trading the main two assets, either BTC or ETH, right? Like for example, number 11, this trader doesn't officially like doesn't deviate from their trades, right? As you can see, it's all BTC, BTC, BTC. Yeah, all BTC. So this trader is not making any like altcoin trades, right? And we have Homable, who is kind of going wild and started with Algorand and then switched to Uni. I guess it makes sense to trade altcoins in this case. I mean, I think if I were officially participating in this competition, I would probably trade alts too, because it just makes sense for for people to do, since I think there is more volatility in the altcoin segment. But I'm not sure if I would go long, especially in today's market, for for alts, because it's kind of right now it's not very hot. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty. Uh, like I said, I think the overall sentiment is pretty low, and there is a lot of buzz and FUD about the again the Japan, raising rates and stuff like this. So it would be interesting to see, how it's gonna play out. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like watching this competition makes me want to start. I'm not really a perps trader. I don't really trade perps personally that much. I always kind of stay sideline, I guess, when it comes to perpetuals. It seems like too much unnecessary risk. And during the October event, while it sucked, obviously, and like so many people lost so much money um, with that. It just kind of proves the point that you have to be very very cautious, and you have to be very careful, when it comes to trading with the perpetuals. But at the same time, when it comes to perps, like if you want to really make money, yeah, the perpetuals and I think options, that's where it is. Because if you're just trading spot, like nobody trades spot, right? Spot is like more for accumulating, like if you like an asset, if you like a coin, like of course like BDC, right? But you can have also, if you're interested in, I don't know, ETH, like a lot of ETH maxis over there, or if people are interested in other stuff like Solana, or I don't know, there is like big community for Bitensor, for Cardano, all these coins, right? So if you're into like accumulating, holding, hodling, and then that makes sense for trading spot. But like if you're an actual trader, you obviously want to you know work with futures and perps specifically, because that's how the money are made. So right now it seems like 11 is in second place, and the lead is still not far, about 1.5%, a little bit more than that, 1.6% in terms of the difference. So let's see how it plays out. So far, we don't have a lot of big swings. We don't have a lot of big P&Ls. We have a little bit of negative P&L for both traders. Um, Yeah, let's see. Homable is still making short trades, I can see. And yeah, basically each trade is about, again, 20 to 30 seconds. Mm. And for our trader 11, this guy hasn't made a trade in a while, in like almost 15 minutes, a little bit less than that. So I'm not sure what's the plan here. Just continue shorting BTC or maybe like close a position. I don't know. I mean, again, in this, like at this point, it doesn't really matter because all your capital is protected, right? So like to me personally, it would make a lot of sense if you were to like start basically going extreme and taking like extreme leverage and extreme positions just to try to win, because otherwise, like, why not, right? um, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Still have a lot of time, still have 35 minutes, so we do have a lot of time to kill, I guess. All right, so I guess while we're waiting, I think maybe it's a good time to talk about some of the things that are ongoing right now. So again, we are in the middle. Well, I wouldn't say in the middle. We are at the tail end of our Derbit and Signal Plus trading competition. So again, as a part of this trading competition, the King of Perpetuals is one of the events that we are hosting, and of course, we plan to host more competitions in the following year, as well as probably we're gonna. Well, it's not confirmed yet, but I think we're gonna have the Kings of Perpetual going forward because I think we had a pretty good success and pretty good turnaround for this competition. But that being said, we the competition is not over, so I think we still have about 6.5 days left for people to participate. So remember, the overall total price is 450 USDC, and we're gonna finish on December 22nd at at the end of the day. And for this competition, we are welcoming all the traders who trade either futures or options. Of course, for us at Signal Plus and Deribit, we are focused on the futures and the options. This is kind of our bread and butter. And so let's talk about futures and perps specifically. So King of Perps, this is one of the things that we are doing right now. And, like I said, we are at the tail end of this competition. Let's give some thumbs up to our traders. But besides that, we are also having few more things that we are doing in terms of perpetual trading. So we do have a daily live per battles, right? And so the daily live per battles, basically, we have the daily leaderboard, and based on your daily revenue, you can climb and participate in the daily live battle. So the daily period is from 8 a.m. UTC to 8 p.m. or sorry, 8 a.m. UTC of the previous day to the 8 a.m. UTC of the following day. And in terms of rewards, we have the top trader always wins 50 USDC. So that's daily, right? Like each day we have this reward. And also we have the top five rank sorry and then we have five traders who are in the top 20, right? So among the top 20, we will select five traders within that list, and then those traders will win 10 USDC each day. So remember, this is a daily event, right? So if you don't win today, you are welcome to participate tomorrow, and if you don't win tomorrow, you can participate again the next day and the next day, and so on and so on until the end of the competition on the 22nd. And of course, like the rewards are calculated and distributed on a daily basis. and again, based on the official leaderboards, right? So I think if we go back, we can take a look at some of this data. All right. So as you can see in the tournament, and we have our ranking. So as you can see right now, this is our daily leaderboard as of today. And we have the P&L. Now, the cool thing about this is that, as you can see in the P&L, we have one person. Wow, this person is up almost 200,195. Wow, that's a lot of money. Um, but we also have a lot of traders who are in the top 20, okay, but their total P&L is not that high, right? So basically, what that means is that you don't have to be, you don't have to be like this person. Like your P&L doesn't need to be 200 or 100,000 or whatever. Like even if you have a small P&L, right? So for example, even less than $1, but still positive, so you will still be eligible to be the top five, sorry, not top five, but the five people out of the top 20. So here we have our top 20, right? So if you're one of these people, you are eligible for the 10 USDC reward. And again, I'm looking at this is a huge amount that this person James has won. But in general, I saw some days, maybe somebody is up like a couple thousand, so it's not that high, it's not that much. Um, and of course, if you are, again, even if you are a little bit up, maybe like 20 cents or $1 or $10, and see here some people are even in the negative, that still makes you eligible to win 10 USDC. And basically for you, you don't have to do anything except for trade the rewards, the perks for that. All right, let me see. All right, hopefully we are back. Let me see. All right, yeah, it seems like we are back. I apologize. We had a little bit of um, technical delay. So let me see if I can still get this going. So right now we have two traders. So actually both traders are now in the negative. Let's give some encouragement and thumbs up. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So we have the Homa Ball at negative 3.5%. And of course we have our 8%. So hopefully they from their P&L. Right now, let's say the Homa Ball is like negative $348, right? But guess what? This is fine, because even if at the end of the month this trader, loses the money, that's fine, because we are going to reimburse any losses suffered, up to entry capital, which is in our case 10,000 USDC, right? Okay, so let's see how it's going right now. So what trades are people making? All right, so we have our Homable who is still actively trading. I mean, basically, this person is just doing like, it's very frequent, very frequent trading, right? This person is going. So, for example, here he went short on Uniswap, and then 10 seconds, 11 seconds later, he closed it. And then here going short. Okay, so he just went again. As you can see, he just made another trade. 10,000. Is it 10? No, 100,000, right? Wow. Okay, so big trade for Homable. And in this, okay, so he is now going back into the Algorand, which is interesting to see. Um, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Hopefully, this person will will be able to make some profits. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay. So far it seems like both traders are in the negative, right? But we can see that one is still is in the lead, and that lead is right. So it's not really the issue for for our traders. So let's see how it goes now. It seems like just a little bit over 1% the difference, but both traders are in the negative. So far for 11, yeah, so this is one of the interesting things that I was for is like, for example, as you can see here, 11, this trader is always basically always trading only BTC, right? This trader doesn't deviate into the altcoins, where as you can see, our Homable trader is just trading only altcoins, and this trader is like switching between Uniswap and Algorand, kind of trading between the two. So different approach, different style. It's interesting to see, who's gonna get the crown. I mean, right now the difference is about 2%. We still have about 15 minutes, a little bit more than 15 minutes to go. So yeah, who's gonna be the champion? So it's cool because this is the first time that we are organizing this kind of event for partner with Deribit in terms of the perpetual battle, right? Like before, we haven't done the specific like perpetual king kind of event where we would cover the losses. But like as I mentioned, we still have other events such as the daily the daily perp battle. So again, you can trade each day, and you can win even if your P&L is not that high, even if it's few percentage points up or down, you would still be eligible to participate as long as your P&L is in the top 20, right? So you would still be eligible for some rewards. And like I just showed you, maybe 5-10 minutes ago, I just showed you the daily leaderboard. You don't have to have 100,000 in the P&L each day to be eligible to qualify for the daily reward, right? So this is kind of the cool thing about this. Okay, so yeah, we still have a lot of things to go over. So remember that we still have 6 days in our trading competition. So one of the things that is going to happen tomorrow, which I'm really looking forward to, is tomorrow we're going to have an AMA, and we have invited JD and Luke from Deribit. So this is like the top management at Deribit, and of course we have Chris, who is the founder and CEO of Signal Plus. And yeah, this is going to be an amazing AMA. We are going to discuss all the things that currently happening in the market, and I'm really curious to listen and see, what the people at the top, in the leadership positions at both Deribit, which is the largest crypto option exchange in the world, and Signal Plus, which is like the best platform dashboard to trade options. Um, I mean, though these people, they're industry insiders, they have a lot of information, they have a lot of knowledge, and of course, they have a lot of expertise from their background and previous experience. So it's definitely interesting to hear what they're going to say and what are their thoughts on the current market condition, and what's happening in the market, like how it's going to go, what is their prediction, and of course, we're going to talk about a lot more with Luke about the Deribit, or I guess I should say Coinbase acquisition of Deribit, and how it's right now playing out. What we can look forward to in the future. Some of the things that are happening right now, and yeah, so definitely very interesting, very curious to see what they have to say. So join us tomorrow. This is going to be at 2 p.m. UTC. And of course we have a lot of events, AMAs, that are in Chinese language as well. We support both English and Chinese. We have a big audience for Asian markets. So let's see how that goes. And of course, again, we still have about 6 days left in our trading competition. So we have the different challenges. One of the challenge is, of course, if you are trading solo, you like if your weekly trading volume is over 20 million, you will be eligible to receive certain things like an iPhone 17, or let's say Starlink Chrome, right? And of course, we have our weekly rewards, depending on the weekly trading volume. The more you trade, the higher you can climb. But we have like, weekly rewards. We have like, the first place will get like 500. The second place will get, 10 USDC, and the third place will get 300, and so on and so forth, right? So we of course have the Galactic Alliance, where we have the team or the team trading, and um, the trading volume of all the qualified team members. We have cosmic quests. I mean, we have a whole bunch of things. I don't think, like right now, have 10 minutes, 12 minutes, I guess, left. I don't think I have enough time to go over every single kind of competition that um, that we that we are holding, right? But that being said, one of the cool things is, if you're not a trader, for example, or maybe if you don't have like a big trading volume in millions, you can still qualify for a few things, and one of those things would be like a referral expedition. So essentially, what we're looking for is, we're looking for to recruit the top traders, right? So if you and when we say top trader, it basically means that your equity on the Deribit has to be 50,000 or more, right? So, and when I say equity, I mean, it doesn't mean it has to be like USDC. It could be any kind of asset that is that is on the platform, that will count towards that total amount, right? And of course, one of the things that you would have to do is basically to complete maybe like a 10 million invalid trading volume for the competition after the invitation. And if that's the case, then basically the the referrer will get a Unitree Go to Robodog, which is pretty cool. Like I've seen some videos of people like walking those dogs on the street. It it's a little bit weird, and it feels very surreal. But when you see that in person, that's actually very cool. And for me, like I'm often in Shenzhen, so we have a lot of like robots and places that you can go and see the robots and things like this, like humanoid robots and like pet robots, cats, dogs, things like this. So it's definitely very cool to see. Let me grab some drink. All right, so we are at the finish line. We have a little bit less than 10 minutes, so 9 minutes left. Um, and let's see where we're at. I mean, the Trader 11 is in the first place with negative 3.72%, and we have Homable, who is in the second place with negative 5.68. So throughout this hour, like throughout the last 50 minutes, it seems like these two traders been switching places were quite frequently. So we still have 9 minutes to go. I still think that there is, the gap is not that big enough to call a winner yet. The gap is less than 2%, like 1.5, 1.4%. So I think a lot of things can still definitely change. And for the 11, it's actually fairly simple because this person hasn't been trading at all for the last 50 minutes. As you can see, this person has made a lot of trades at the beginning, and basically all these trades is just shorting BTC. Okay, but this trader hasn't made any trade in about 50 minutes yet. So she is just sitting pretty and waiting. And on the other hand, the Homable is completely opposite. This trader is making trades almost every minute, and every trade is like very short-lived trade, right? As you can see, it's like all these trades, like for example, here going long at 51.07, and then closing the trade 15 sec. No, not even. How many? 8 seconds later. So literally, the whole trade is like 8 seconds, right? Um, both strategies are not really paying out right now. As you can see, both traders are in the red. I mean, Homable is more so than 11, but that being said, the difference. All right, and we are in the final 5 minutes of our competition. So again, the change. So both traders are in the negative, but as you can see, trader 11 is less so compared to Homable. So yeah, as you can see, 6.3% and Homable at negative 7. Said, I mean, both traders are at the end and at the top of their game. So let's see if they can maintain these positions in the next 4 minutes that we have left. So far, I mean, I still see that the Homable is still making a bunch of trades, but seems like these trades are not really paying off because he's going more and more into the red, almost 2%. Well, not almost, a little bit percent. Um, Yeah, let's see how it goes. This is a pretty close competition. I wasn't expecting it. I was thinking that we're gonna have some uh, I don't know, like a bigger gaps between the two traders. But so far so good. I mean, it's pretty tight, so it's pretty exciting. So we have exactly 3 minutes on the clock. Let's see if our traders make any changes, make any more trades, and of course if their P&L will be different. But it seems like right now we are closing in 3 minutes, and yeah, right now, okay. So number 11 again is going more down. So yeah, the gap is still 2%, more than 2%, 2.5%. So it's quite a bit. But what's interesting here, and I'm just curious, is that hasn't made any trades in the last 50 minutes, more than 50 minutes, actually 55 minutes. And we have a trader Homable who is basically actively trading. Uh, See how many trades this trader is making. It's like almost every minute, and every trade is in like 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, right? So there's a whole bunch of trades. But in terms of their P&L, it's not that different. It's not much higher, it's not much lower. I mean, in fact it is lower. So if you think about it, I mean, this trader is trading a lot, and if this was a normal trading day, if it wasn't like a king of perpetual competition, then there's going to be a lot of trading fees associated with that. Where, as you can see, trader 11, this guy, he just made a few trades at the beginning. He has his conviction. He's like, okay, I'm thinking that the BDC is gonna go short. It's gonna go down more and more, in the near future, in the next hour or so. So I'm just gonna continue shorting. And yeah, like this guy, he just made few trades at the beginning of the competition. Oh, sorry, at the beginning of the hour. Um, and that's it. Yeah, he's not moving. He's not doing any trades. Whereas Homable is actively his portfolio, and is actually more red than the 11. All right, final minute. Will the fortune change? Okay, seems like it's not. Seems like Homable is making the lead, or I guess falling behind, and the gap, making the gap is even higher than before. So right now we're at about 3% difference, and we have 30. All right. So before we finish this, I just want to say thank everybody. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, and of course, participating in the Deribit and Signal Plus trading competition. We are in the final stages, but if you join now, you still have about a week where you can participate, qualify for the general competition, win a whole bunch of prizes. Um, I do invite everybody to join our AMA tomorrow. Like I mentioned, we're going to have the industry leaders, the top management from both Signal Plus and Deribit. And yeah, this is it. This is the champion is 11 with negative P&L, but that was a very close battle. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty tight. I liked it. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. And I think we're going to make more live trading, esports type of activities in the future. So cheers and good luck trading.